Alright, we should just pretty much get this out of the way. I know you can tell by the sound of my voice. I'm originally from the States. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. And every time Chicago has a bad reputation right now. Every time I tell people I'm from Chicago, they always look at me like I'm a cancer survivor or something. How did you make it? And the answer quite simply is, I am a nerd. Okay? It's fine. Nobody's shooting up libraries or play rehearsal, live action role play games. Nobody's getting beat up. It's all fun. But like, I could tell that my father in Chicago had like a much harder time than I did. He was a much tougher guy. I could tell kind of like advice that he would give me when I was a kid. It would always be some really heavy stuff. We'd be sitting in a restaurant and he's like, all right, son, whenever you're in a place like this, you always want to watch the door. You want to see who's coming in and out, right? All right, right over here at your 3 o'clock, you got a guy with a trench coat on. He can hide 5 or 6 handguns in a coat like that. If somebody starts to shoot the place up, you want to get low to the ground. You want to find all of the exits and make sure that you stay low to the ground. And I'm just like, Dad, I'm 6. We in Chuck E. Cheese right now. I don't think this advice is very relevant. I'm a little afraid of that gorilla that's in the band. Have you seen that? They don't have a chain choker on him or anything. I'm a father now, and it's a different kind of time to be a dad, I think. I think being a dad in this like sort of modern age kind of throws people off. I was working at this job when my wife was pregnant. And my wife was about to go back to school and continue to study, and I'm telling all my coworkers I'm proud of my wife for going to school, I'm proud of her having a baby, and this lady asked me, she's like, Mark, when your wife goes back to school, who's going to take care of the baby? I'm like, well, I'm going to get paternity leave, and I'll stay at home with the baby. And she got this look on her face as if I told her I could grow a uterus. You know what I mean? Like she was just confused. As if I said, I'm going to carry the baby around in a placenta that I fashioned out of hockey bags and video game boards. Very masculine sort of placenta. People say the weirdest things to you when you're a dad and you're like out with your kids alone. Are there any fathers in the place right now? Anybody with kids? Any dads at all? Yeah! Alright, rest of you guys waiting on test results. But like people say the weirdest things when you like out with your children and it's just you and you don't have like a woman around. My favorite thing that people say to me is they're like, oh, you're babysitting. And I'm like, I made these people. I think it's called raising them. The television babysits them. It's a very different sort of a thing. Gotta watch kids shows when you have kids. That's a big part of having children. Right? I'm getting into kids shows. I really like Dora the Explorer. It's a little empowered little girl running around doing stuff for people. It's great. Then I noticed they have a junkie on the show. They call him Swiper the Fox. But he is a junkie, folks. He runs around town, stealing stuff. Nobody says anything to him about it. That is a methamphetamine addict. I've had some in my family before. It's the same type of enabling behavior. Every holiday season, it's like, hey man, Uncle Carl put down my Sega Genesis. Oh man! Every year with this dad. You listen to kid music all the time. And it's hard for me, because I'm 30 years old, so I like hip-hop music. I'm listening to hip-hop music my whole life. Now I got kids, I gotta completely change the format of the type of music that I'm listening to. You can't listen to Ready to Die with baby seats in the back of your car. From the outside, it still sounds the same, right? It's just some young dude riding down the street with bass coming out the car, like, boom, 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 boom. That's when I pull up to the stoplight and all you hear is, baby beluga, But I like living here. I like living here. I like being a parent. But I was just concerned because there's still so many like public shootings going on. You know how many public shootings there have been in Toronto since I've been here? It's ridiculous. I got people calling me from America concerned. Hey man, I heard there was a shooting at the Eaton Center. Are you alright? I'm like, are you calling me from America right now? About gun violence? That's like you get a call from the Ukraine, like, how stable's the government over there? Everything good? You guys doing all right? It was concerning. I'm concerned about this. There's no reason. I'm coming from a city, you guys, where there's over 500 gun deaths in a single year. That's a horrible reputation for your city to have. There's no reason to have a gunfight in a mall unless you're chasing a cyborg from the future and trying to save somebody important. Relax with that. Nobody wants to get shot at a food court. All right, I already regret eating here. Now I have a stomach ache and a bullet wound. Please cut that out. You want to kill somebody, you're a sociopath. Don't be lazy about it. Google map directions to their house. You post it up in front of the Walmart like, you gotta come out here sometime. They're having a sale on dehumidifiers. He lives in a basement apartment. I told that joke at Ajax one time, this lady was like, profile! I was like, nah, I'm pretty sure if you live in a basement, you need a dehumidifier. It's pretty funny in there. It's weird being a dad in this sort of like politically correct sort of an era. When I'm with my children alone, this is the thing, and maybe I'm being sensitive about this, but when I'm out with my kids by myself, I get the distinct impression that society is grading me on a stereotypical black man curve. I'll explain what I mean by that. People seem to be a little too excited to see me raising my own biological children. I get praised for the simplest fatherhood tasks. People see me pushing my kids on the swing, they come up to me moved to tears as if they've seen the ghost of Martin Luther King Jr. Wow, that is amazing. Morgan Freeman should play you in a movie. Hey, my name is Mark James Heath.